Welcome to Igcse article writing. When you talk about article writing, we are talking about our last exercise, that is exercise number 6, that can either be article writing, report writing, or review writing. So let me give you a background about what article writing is all about. So when you talk about article, we find that in most cases, when we have things that concern human beings, things that concern you, or you see that concern people in the community where they are staying in, maybe a school, maybe back home in the community where you come from, and you want to talk about it, instead of telling someone about it, if you decide to make it to be published, maybe like in a journal, magazine, or maybe in a newspaper, then that will become an article. So it means the purpose of writing is to share with the larger audience, so that many people can read about what you feel about what you are writing about. So that is what article writing is all about. So there are things that you need to consider when you're writing your article. The first thing that you need to consider is the target audience. Who are the people that you want your article to reach? Those are the people who are going to read your article. For examination purpose, always they ask you to write your article to be published in a school magazine. So which means automatically the targeted audience will be students and then maybe teachers. And then you need to know the purpose of writing your article. What is the purpose of writing? So there are 4 different reasons why people do write article. The first one is to inform, to explain, to narrate, or to persuade people to believe in something. So those are the 4 different purposes why people write article. So let us go straight on the major things that you need to consider when you're writing your article. Step by step, where do you start from, where do you go, and where do you end? So that one will now give us the format of an article. So when you want to write your article, the first thing is you need to start with the heading or the title. So the heading need to be descriptive enough to tell your reader what your article is going to be about, what they're about to read. So like for example, you want to write about day schooling. Day schooling can be the subject, but what exactly do you want to write about day schooling? Maybe the importance of day schooling. So which means if you're writing about the importance of day schooling, the importance will become the aspect that you are talking about, and then the subject will be day schooling. So you need to make your title or heading to have the aspect and the subject, that is the importance of day schooling. Like for example, you want to write about smartphone. What do you want to write about smartphone? Maybe I want to write about how smartphones are affecting students' performance. So it means you need to make your title to be how smartphones are affecting students' performance. So you need to make the aspect and the subject to appear on your title. Then after that you go to byline. Byline, below your heading, then you write by. You write your name as the person who has written that article. Then now you go to the body of your article. So the body of the article is divided into 4 different paragraphs. The first paragraph is introduction. So we are going to look at it. How do you write your introduction? shortly. And then the second paragraph based on comment number 1 and another one of your own. Remember, when they are setting question on article writing, they give 2 different comments. So paragraph number 2 based on comment number 1 and another one of your own, still on the same site. And then paragraph number 3 based on comment number 2 and another one of your own. So which means totally you are going to discuss 4 different points in the body of your article. So if it is a kind of question that demand you to talk about 2 sides, which means one side will have 2 points and then the other side also will have 2 points, depending on what your article is going to be about. Then lastly, paragraph number 4, that is your conclusion. So there you give your opinion, final opinion on the topic that you have written on, or you can give the summary of the points that you have talked about, or you call for an action or recommendation that is in your last paragraph. So basically that is what article writing is all about. When you have written your article, you need to check out whether you have handled all this. So let us go and look at the structure of how your article have to appear on the paper. So you can see that you need to place your title in the middle of your paper. Then below your title you put byline, that is by, then you write your name as the person who have written the article. Then you go to your paragraph number 1. Paragraph number 1 is introduction. You can give general background to the topic that you are talking about. General background. You can use the time fixers, you can use the generalization, and you give general background or general ideas on the topic that you are talking about. Remember, you are not giving any point here in paragraph number 1. Then now, if you don't want to give general background to the topic, there is another way how you can introduce your article. You can decide to define keywords on your article, especially what you are writing about. You can decide to define keywords in it. So the last sentence that you are going to write under introduction, you need to write a connecting sentence, like the following are, maybe the following are the reasons why students are not supposed to use smartphones, so that someone who is going to read will get to know, like, okay, now what I'm going to read in paragraph number 2 are reasons why students are not supposed to use smartphones. So you need to create that connecting sentence to indicate the aspect that you are about to discuss in the following paragraph. So basically it will be based on prompt number 1 or based on comment number 1. Then you give another one of your own. Then if you are done with that, then you go to paragraph number 3. Paragraph number 3 have to be based on prompt number 2 or based on comment 2. Then you give another comment of your own. Remember, when you are joining those different ideas, those different points, remember to use the linkers to create cohesion in your work. To start with, to add on that, firstly, secondly, thirdly, lastly, finally, apart from that also. So try to use those linking words to create cohesion in your work. It is really very, very, very important. So if you are done with your paragraph number 3, then you go to the final paragraph, that is conclusion. We said in your conclusion you are now giving a final judgment on the topic. You can give recommendation, or maybe you can call for an action. That is in your last paragraph, and that will bring you to the end of your article. So you need to be very careful when you're writing your article. Make sure that your punctuation is okay, the handwriting is okay, the paragraphing is okay. So basically you can write in 4 different paragraphs as I explained it. So that is what the structure is all about of your article. So now let us go to the next stage. We look at the question itself. How does the question look like? So this one is a sample of a question from Igcse paper. So you can see in your English class you have had a discussion about the way that using technology can affect your social life. So which means already you know you're talking about technology and how it affects social life. So always they give 2 different comments. So let us look at it. So the first comment is that I've got lots of friends on social media, but they are not real friends. So it means this one is quite negative. And then another one is it's easy to connect with other people wherever they live. So this one is positive. So it means in your paragraph number 2, you can base on comment number 1 that is negative, then again you give another negative point. Then paragraph number 3, you give the positive comment, then again you add another positive point, then you go straight to your conclusion. So let us look at it, how it will look like on the paper. So this is how your work is going to appear on the paper. Title well written, byline, introduction, second paragraph based on comment 1 and another one of your own, third paragraph based on comment 2 and another one of your own, then last paragraph you conclude. You can either give a recommendation on something to be done, final opinion, or final judgment on something. So that is what article writing is all about. Please subscribe to the channel.